we had started our chapter number 16, the economic liberalization and globalization. And friends, it is our part 2. It is second video of this chapter. Friends, we are going to see World Trade Organization WTO. World Trade Organization WTO विश्व व्यापार संगठन. Friends, WTO was established on 1st of January 1995 by the member nations of United Nations. World Trade Organization was established on 1st of January 1995 by member nations of United Nations. Its headquarters is in Geneva of Switzerland. In Switzerland, in Geneva, its headquarters is situated there. Friends, there are some of the objectives. There are 4 objectives of establishment of the World Trade Organization. Let us we are going to see which are they. Number 1, to remove difficulties. To remove obstacles increasing global trading. जो विश्व व्यापार के में डिफिकल्टीज हैं उसको दूर करना. सेकेंडली, टू रिमूव प्रोटेक्शन पॉलिसी गिवन टू इंडस्ट्रीज ऑफ कंट्री फॉर फॉरेन ट्रेड. व्हाट दैट? टू रिमूव प्रोटेक्शन पॉलिसी गिवन टू इंडस्ट्रीज ऑफ कंट्री फॉर फॉरेन ट्रेड. That every country has its different policies, industrial policies, and every nation follows that industrial policies. That to remove protection policies given to industries of country for foreign trade. Which are the obstacle in foreign trading? The policies that World Trade Organization suggests to remove that policies. Friends, the third one, to coordinate with global trade policies and economic policies. Fourth one, to solve the trade related disputes arising in the world. When two countries having trade, if between those countries there is any kind of disputes, that WTO World Trade Organization becomes the mediator and always solve those all disputes arising in the world. Friends, there are some of the functions of World Trade Organizations. World Trade Organizations have some of the functions. There are 4 functions of World Trade Organizations. Number 1, friends, number 1 is what? To set up a required structure. To set up a required structure for implementation of agreement related to multinational trade and agreement related to it. What is that? To set up a required structure for implementation of agreement related to multinational trade and agreement related to it. When any 2 countries are agreed to trade, World Trade Organizations become mediator and provides the policies, provide all kinds of structure to do those trading. Friends, number 2, World Trade Organization plays a vital role, an important role. World Trade Organization plays an important role for debate and negotiations for multinational trade. World Trade Organization has an important role in the world trading. World Trade Organization always negotiates, always discuss with 2 nations, those who are agreed to trade. जो 2 nations ट्रेडिंग करने के लिए तैयार होते हैं उनके बीच में नेगोशिएशन करने की, बातचीत करने की शुरुआत वर्ल्ड ट्रेड ऑर्गेनाइजेशन करता है. फ्रेंड्स, नंबर 3, WTO encourages unbiased international trade. WTO encourages unbiased international trade. Friends, as we have seen, the WTO provides unbiased world trading. है ना। WTO किसी भी तरह का भेदभाव कोई भी करता नहीं है, ठीक है फ्रेंड्स। नेक्स्ट फोर्थ वन, the different nations follow their own national policy. Every nation has their own national policy. WTO observes them and suggests required improvements. WTO observes all the national policies of all nations and suggests required improvement, that what kinds of steps should the government of nations take so that the world trading can be increased. Friends, now we are going to see that impacts on Indian economy. What are the impacts of Indian economy? Friends, as India was member of World Trade Organizations from its beginning. When World Trade Organizations started? When started? On the 1st of January 1995. India was member of it from the beginning. Friends, some of the benefits has India acquired from it. India has obtained some of the benefits. There are 4 benefits of that. The first one, India's contribution to the world trading was 0.5% only. India's contribution to the world trade was 0.5% only. But after joining the World Trade Organizations, India's contribution in world trading has increased up to 1%. Earlier which was 0.5%. Now it has increased up to 1%. Number 2, friends. As a member of WTO, the export of ready-made garments, ready-made clothes have increased. Third one, as a member of WTO, World Trade Organization, export of its agro products has increased. Exports of its agro products has increased. Number 4, due to increase in export, pressure on import has reduced. Export has increased, so the pressure on import has reduced, and foreign investment has been increasing in foreign exchange. Foreign investment has been increasing in foreign exchange due to World Trade Organizations only. Friends, let us again, we should see the impacts on Indian economy. The first one, India's contribution, earlier it was 0.5% only, now it has increased to 1%. Second one, as a member of WTO, export of ready-made clothes of India has increased. Third one, as a member of WTO, export of its agro products has increased. Fourth one, due to increase in export, pressure on imports has reduced. And foreign investment has been increased in foreign exchange. Friends, as being member of World Trade Organizations, India will get all above mentioned benefits. Whatever mentioned benefits here, all will be obtained by India. But it depends on how India develops, how India increases its infrastructure facilities. And it also depends on how the developed countries treat to India. जो विकसित देश है वो इंडिया को कैसे ट्रीटिंग करते हैं उसके ऊपर डिपेंड करता है. Friends, our next point is sustainable development. Our next topic is sustainable development. Sustainable development means टिकाऊ विकास. What is sustainable development, friends? Sustainable development means the needs of present generation. As per the definition of sustainable development means meets the needs of the present generation without compromising with the ability of future generations to meet their own needs. आज की पीढ़ी को जो भी उसकी ज़रूरतें हैं वो सारी ज़रूरतें पूरी करनी है. कैसे? तो आने वाली जो जनरेशन हो, upcoming generations will not face any kind of difficulties for satisfying their own needs. That kind of development is known as sustainable development. Means, friends, our around the environment is that, and the present generation is damaging or deterring the environment. if we will use the resources around us in a large amount for the upcoming generations, there will not be any kind of resources, and our upcoming generations will not be able to any resources. That is the meet the needs of the present generation without compromising with ability of future generations to meet their own needs. Friends, here the next topic is following strategies should be adopted for conservation and preservation of natural heritage, natural resources. What strategy should be adapted for conservation and preservation of natural resources? Earlier, we having seen in the sustainable development that natural resources around us should not be wasted, so that they might be preserved for future generations. The upcoming generations will be able to use all kind of resources which we have. जो भी रिसोर्सेस हमारे पास में है आने वाले जनरेशन उसके यूज कर सके. दैट इज द सस्टेनेबल डेवलपमेंट. Friends, let us the strategy which are adapted. We should be adapted for conservation and preservation of natural resources. Like number one, renewable resources. The renewable resources like cultivable farm, forest, water. Quality of these things, these resources should be maintained. They should not be wasted. Their quality should not be deteriorated. Next one, non-renewable resources. Non-renewable natural resources like coal, petroleum, minerals. These all should be used judiciously. They should be used by think well. They should not be wasted. Second one, friends, the industrial locations. Industrial locations should be established in the areas where there is leisure transportation. Leisure transportation should be used for that. In those areas, industrial areas should be established. And we should try to make eco-friendly development. The attempt should be made for eco-friendly development. Third one, friends, resources which can be used for more than one purpose. For more than one purpose, which resources can be used, those resources should be utilized. Like irrigation system. Dams are constructed for irrigation facilities, drinking water, waterways, a place for tourism, fishery, all these like flood, controlling flood. These all objectives are there for irrigation system. These are objectives of irrigation system. Friends, next one, again we are going to repeat that resources which can be used for more than one way, they should be utilized. Like irrigation system like dams are constructed for irrigation system. They are used for controlling flood water, fishery industries, waterways, tourism industries, etc. All those they are used. Now fourth, friends, natural resources should not be wasted. Natural resources should not be wasted. जो कुदरती संसाधन हमारे पास में उनको वेस्ट नहीं करना चाहिए. Control should be laid on unplanned disposal of industrial waste. Control should be laid on unplanned disposal of industrial waste. Poisonous as chemicals and entering slums, etc. should be controlled there. And the last one, state should be laid on use of non-conventional energy resources. State should be laid on the use of non-conventional energy resources like solar energy and wind energy. For these, these resources should be used. Why? For the cause of these are non-conventional resources. Friends, our next topic is steps taken to protect our environment. Friends, our next topic is steps taken to protect environment. Steps taken to protect environment. Let us friends, the first Earth Conference was organized in 1972. What is that? The first Earth Conference was organized in 1972 at Stockholm. At Stockholm in Switzerland. Best friend, at Stockholm in Switzerland. In Sweden. स्वीडन के स्टॉकहोम में फर्स्ट अर्थ कॉन्फ्रेंस ऑर्गेनाइज की थी. The first Earth Conference was organized in 1972 at Stockholm in Sweden. Friends, after that, time to time, conventions and camps have been organized at global level, and steps have been decided to protect the environment. Many steps have been decided, many steps have been taken to protect our environment. India is also involved in these global efforts. India is also involved in these efforts at global level and national level too. At national level too, India is involved in these efforts. Friends, some of the efforts which have been taken by India. Number one, information about pollution. Information about pollution condition of different cities. Pollution condition of different cities of nations is presented. Information about pollution condition of different cities of nations is presented there. Next one, central and state pollution control boards have been established. Central Pollution Control Board and state pollution control boards have been established there. Third one, 5th June is declared as World Environment Day. Environment Day in the world. 5th June has been declared, and it is also celebrated in India. Friends, the fourth one, in India, government have passed Air Pollution Control Act in 1981. In 1981, Air Pollution Control Act had been implemented by Government of India. And the fifth one, international agreements have been signed. International agreements have been signed for deterring level of ozone, disposal of nuclear waste, and maintenance of biodiversity. The international agreements have been signed by all the nations. Friends, the conservation of environment is everyone's responsibility. Conservation of environment is everyone's responsibility. If we do not control pollution, if you do not control pollution, no doubt the life on the earth will be doomed soon. अगर हम नहीं कंट्रोल करेंगे पॉल्यूशन के ऊपर तो जिंदगी दुनिया में जिंदगी है वो जल्दी खत्म हो जाएगी. Friends, in chapter number 16 we having seen many things. The first one or first topic was that हमारे first topic था, it was why was it necessary for government of India to implement new industrial policy in 1991. That was first topic. Second, the industrial policy of 1991 had been including three factors, three parts. Number one, economic liberalization, privatization, and third one, globalization. Economic liberalization, privatization, and globalization. And after that, we had the topic World Trade Organizations, its objectives, its functions, impact on Indian economy that we have seen here, and the sustainable development strategy which should be implemented for reducing the pollution on environment and the actions, the steps taken to protect our environment. Those all things we have seen in chapter number 16. Friends, we will meet soon. Thank you.